Hey, 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 hey. Welcome in, my cakers. Today's the day, y'all. We get to vote for Team Wars. We get to choose through these 24 cards that Red Lynx has given to us, narrow them down to 12, and then we get to run out there, try to get those 3 victories before we get those 3 losses, try to get those crowns, try to get up into those nicer leagues, get those great rewards, get those TVT wins underneath your belt. So I thought I'd run in here quickly, give just a pick and choose opinion on these 12 pairs of cards we have to choose from. And we'll jump right into that. Bear in mind, this is my opinion, and bear in mind, you have your own opinion, and I appreciate and understand that too. But cakers and my cake crew, all those that are new to the videos, don't forget to click that like button if you're down with Rusty and Rusty Horse content. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you're new, and I think that little bell over there will tell you if I post some new videos. So don't forget to click those 3 things, and let's jump into it, my cake clan. So in the first box, we see Poison versus Lightning Bolt. So you got a 3-cost Poison versus a 4-cost Lightning Bolt. Now, as we look up and down this list and we wonder who's going to get poisoned or who's going to get lightning bolted, how often that card would come in handy or how often it wouldn't come in handy, I'm going to lean all the way towards lightning bolt on this one. This TVT is set up very close to challenge mode, very close to your friendly levels, etc. So that friendly level poison isn't going to do as much damage to these particular units that we see, as well as that lightning bolt is going to be able to take care of that one trouble unit that's giving you something to think about. Cyborg Kenny, Dougie there, of course Robo Bebe. Maybe you want to lightning bolt that Clyde before he throws that lobster. There's quite a few targets in there that lightning bolt's going to be happy and healthy for. I think the second that you don't have a lightning bolt and you wish you did, you're going to want to rethink the way that you voted for your first stack of team versus team votes. So moving into the next box, you see there 3-cost versus 3-cost. Both are rare. I have to weigh out Pirate Ship Timmy on this one, y'all. Wendy's dope. She's going to hit more targets with her charge, but her range is smaller on that charge. Pirate Ship Timmy sitting in the back can just wail away. He could target that new kid and still be protected just over that white line and take that bar for you if you need it. Wendy, however, more limited in the range, more limited in the damage area. I choose Pirate Ship Timmy. So we go into the next box. Let's take a look at Dog Poo versus Nelly. You have a Dog Poo epic card versus a Nelly rare card. Here in this, I immediately think Nelly is useful for critters. And then there's like 11 other cards that she's not as useful for. So Dog Poo is a little slow, but 1v1 Dog Poo over Program Stan, he'll knock him down. 1v1 Dog Poo over Clyde, he'll knock him down. 1v1 Dog Poo over Heidi, he'll knock her down. So I choose Dog Poo. That's who I go with because there's just not enough rats and critters and Nelly abuse in this deck. Smuggler Ike versus Gizmo Ike. Smuggler Ike all day, every day. 2-cost drop. That Gizmo Ike is nice, but each time he splits, he gets less and less effective. And one fireball takes out that whole swarm. One arrow storm takes out that whole swarm. So as you build and build and try and walk that Ike across the floor, it gets wiped out in half a second, and then you use the sad emote a whole bunch. Whereas if you push that Smuggler Ike out there onto the field to grab one of those units who's already locked on a fighter, you send that 2-drop cost Ike out there to attack a tank who's already locked on, that little 2-drop Smuggler Ike's going to get his business done. I choose Smuggler over Gizmo all day, every day. Tough call here in this next box, guys. Heidi's a usual staple when it comes to challenge mode, a usual staple when it comes to friendly type battles where you're utilizing adventure deck. 2-cost on Heidi versus a 3-cost on Alien Clyde. I believe Alien Clyde hits for just a little bit harder, and Alien Clyde is going to throw a lobster at something when he comes out onto the field. Given the cards that we have in the setup, Alien Clyde might actually be a nice lightning bolt target as well. So in that instance, your opponent uses a 4-cost lightning, you put out a 3-cost Clyde, you know, you're up 1 energy again. So considered tough choices, I did, but in this instance, I go with that extra boost of poison and that slightly more damage. Same for Sames here. Sally over Butters. Butters is 3-cost. He's going to heal up a unit as he dies. Sally is a 2-cost. She's going to get out there and attack just a little bit slower than that Butters. But 2-cost. Efficiency there, guys. 2-cost. Awesome-O versus Sheriff Cartman. A lot of arguing going on here. I could see 4-cost Sheriff Cartman, 5-cost Awesome-O. You go with that freeze versus that shooty thingy that he does. Awesome-O has way cooler taglines. Jesus Christ, suck my balls, he says. So you should just choose him because he says that. Playing though, guys. It's hard, but in this one I choose Awesome-O as the tank. Awesome-O is the tank. That freeze, that's multi-seconds worth of freeze. You know, I can't be touched, but I can still hit you because you're frozen. Like, it's just, it makes too much sense, guys. Use that Awesome-O. 4-cost Cyborg Kenny versus that filthy, nasty-ass, barrel-ass Dudley. Ugh, come on, Dougie. Why are we having to do this to ourselves? But, guys, I hate to say it out loud. I think about it in my head. Cyborg Kenny, there's just not enough targets here. You know, if you get lucky, you can get that Pirate Ship Timmy. You know, with that Cyborg Kenny, hey, hey, hey. You know, if you get lucky and, you know, somehow get that program stand and that freeze is going to work out good for you, hey, hey, hey. You know, if you get lucky and tack that Barrel Dougie, you know, it's not going to work out. Because Barrel Dougie don't kill Cyborg Kennys, you know what I'm saying? So, in this case, guys, it looks like I have to pick that filthy, nasty, take a shower after you use him Douglas. You know, he might just be a dead card in my hand. I might just let 4 other cards rotate around him, you know, and just hold Dougie there and not even worry about him, you know. But if it's appropriate, I've seen that lightning bolt get used. I've assessed my opponent's, you know, deck. I don't see a fireball or arrow storm up in there. Yeah, I might have to throw Dougie at you, new kid. It just might have to happen. I don't know. I don't know. The next box, guys, you can see they're teasing us. They're teasing us here. Not too many people have that visitors card, so they want you to choose visitors. They're like, hey, you get 2 units on the field. We say moo and we shoot and we walk. Moo, 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 moo. It is fun to watch and listen if you haven't experienced visitors in your own personal deck. You know, this might be an opportunity for you to see them. In my opinion, though, that Robo Bebe speeding up that attack, knocking down weenies, knocking down rats, knocking down Gizmo Ikes. She's going to get feisty. She's going to get speedy, and she's going to be taking candy bars and knocking down people. So into the next box, you see that 6-element Randy versus that Program Stan. Simply for cost, I would go Program Stan here. The Legendary is a nice look. I actually run 6-element Randy in my main deck. He's beefy, he attacks hard, and those Roombas got to update. They do well. You can heal them. You can mind control them. Mind control a Roomba here with your Cyborg Kenny. That don't make too much sense now, does it? I think too many people are going to be more familiar with Program Stan and how he and his freeze operate, more so than the use of a 6-element Randy. I would choose, in this instance again, Program Stan over 6-element Randy just for team purposes, of being able to use more easily, and for cost efficiency. The next box sees Aerostorm versus Fireball. Looking over the card list, Aerostorm just doesn't have enough targets to kill at the same time. Fireball is going to be your friend in this situation. In this particular stack of cards, I choose Fireball over Aerostorm. Sky Rats versus Ground Rats. 4-cost versus 3-cost. I choose the more offensive defensive tool here in Rats over the typically generalized as only a defensive tool in Skyrats. Skyrats are going to be used to take out those trouble range units that are already locked that you want to drop onto. It's going to be used to sit over top of those tanks. You know, when they get close to your new kid, you're going to throw out those sky pigeons and hope something good happens. Whereas rats is going to be more of an offensive defensive tool. You're going to be sending rats out at people who are midline or on the field, you know, portionally. They're not next to your new kid. And, you know, if rats takes down that sixth element Randy that your opponent's using, or that Sheriff Cartman, what have you, and then, you know, one or two of them are still alive, you know, they're just going to keep on marching forward. I choose rats there. So I think going over this deck, I think it would be right at 3.2 or 3.3, what I figured on the setup. So we'll run down it much quicker here, guys. I choose Lightning Bolt, Timmy. We choose Dog Poo. We choose Smuggler Ike. We choose Alien Clyde, Bandita, Miss Sally. We choose Osimo. We choose the filthy Take a Shower Douglas. We choose Robo Baby. We choose Program Stan. We go with Fireball, and we go with Rats. That's my opinion, folks. I believe that would be probably the most efficient setup based on the challenge and friendly mode operations that we're all familiar with. But again, this is the first week, so it's a learning experience for everybody involved. My cakers, my cake crew, if you enjoyed, click that like, click that subscribe. If you want to talk about this stuff down in the comments, let's do it. Let's all educate each other and get these ideas into one thought bubble. Let's understand TV team a little bit better, deck setup a little bit better, and let's keep on smoking. Let's not forget to bring our towel. Hey, y'all remember Rusty Horror, see you on the flip side. And my cakers always, peace, 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 peace.